Hello and welcome to the Friday FunCast. This is First Alert Storm Chief Meteorologist Russ Thomas. I almost forgot who it was, Bobby. I was like, do I introduce Bobby first or do me? I'll go ahead. We got the young, regular, handsome Bobby Falat here with us today. Bobby, first of all, how are you doing this afternoon?
Doing fantastic. It is definitely a Friday, I would say, not just a Friday, Russ.
I think you're right about that. Anytime we get to Friday, I know you and I, now that Bobby, you do the 10 o'clock news here for the last, probably a few weeks now, about month and a half.
Approaching the 2-month mark here in a couple of months.
Nice.
A couple of days.
Well,
theoretically, yes, though. A couple of months in 2 months. Sure, yeah.
And I know you and I both, this is genuine, we both love what we do. We have a great time. But I know you and I both last night were working both like, yeah, you know what, Friday, for some reason, this particular Friday cannot get here quick enough, right?
Yes, I mean, beautiful weather.
Yeah.
60. Probably the last 60 we'll see for 2025.
Yeah.
There'll be plenty in 2026.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I'm not the meteorologist, Russ, but I got a feeling we'll see plenty of them next year. And then this is also the Friday that, I mean, everyone loves a good Friday, but we're talking Dakota Bowl 33 too, that we have 2 games already wrapped up, another 2 happening here. Sports reporter McKenna Wright, she is there right now. She'll have all of our coverage at 10 o'clock for these games. It's a very, very special moment for the city of Fargo and being able to play on that turf in the Fargo Dome.
Yeah.
It's got to be an incredible feeling.
So very quickly, if you don't mind, because you mentioned 2 of the games already done, you got 2 more coming up. For a guy who's been here for a couple of years now, who's a huge sports fan, for some reason, I have missed the first couple of years of the Dakota Bowl. In other words, like coming up tonight, just come up a couple of the local high schools, or are they coming from the
They're coming from all parts of the state. Really, I don't know exactly the full. My geography of North Dakota is not 100%, but it's like this game that's coming up. We have Devil's Lake, which is about 2.5 hours away, and they're playing Minot North, all the way pretty much on the other side of the state. They're all coming here, so just because they were the best of the best in their divisions, and the top 2 teams, we can say, in the class, in the 9-man, the Class A, the Class 2A, and the Class 3A, we got the best of the best here.
I love that, and I love the fact you mentioned McKenna Wright's going to be there. She's doing such a great job. She's good coverage. Got to get a lot of good footage of that. I'm sure interviews with coaches, players, that sort of thing. McKenna's kind of on top of those things. Yeah, you know what, you mentioned the weather. By the way, I just want to say you were correct too in playing in the Dome. What a great experience for those kids. I know over when I was living in Missoula all those years, they would have the high school state championship at Washington Grizzly Stadium, where the Grizz play, and that was always such a big deal. I mean, people were just so excited about that. So what a great experience for the kids. Now, we talk about the weather. What a beautiful day we had out there. We're having out there today. Temperatures across much of the region of the 60s. We will get to that coming up in a few minutes. Adam Shalafu is typically here with me. As I called him last week, I gave him a nickname. Okay, listen to this. I gave him a nickname, the Golden Beard. I thought that's perfect. And you know what he did? I came in Monday. You know what he had done?
Shaved it.
He shaved it. I'm like, I can't give you a nickname. So I figure if he's going to go opposite, next week I'm going to call him the Stingy Adam and hope that he brings me money on Monday.
All right, I like it.
Does that seem like
yes.
it? Okay, anyway. But I'm glad to have you here. Obviously, a better looking guy than Adam, and I think that automatically. I don't think he's watching, so I can say that.
I like to think of myself as, the backup quarterback to this show. A really, really solid fill-in, but obviously not the guy, which, no.
Right.
Don't feel insulted whatsoever, but
you're like, he's like the Michael Penix and you're Kirk Cousins. Being a Falcons fan, I get that. We're going to keep you starting. I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking. All right, so what we do is a couple things we do here. Of course, this is sponsored, as you might have seen right there at the beginning, by the Ski and Bike Shop here, and maybe you can see that logo down there. Again, great place in Grand Forks. We started last week doing the NFL FunCast picks here, Friday Night FunCast picks, and I think you can see this full screen now if you can. Let me see something. I'm going to try to pop this. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you can. Thanks, Bobby. Bobby pointed out the fact that, I can see it. So now what I need to do, I'm clever and eventually get there. So we have 4 picks here. We have Adam, as you can see, and of course, he is ruggedly handsome as well. You have me, kind of the bald guy in the middle, right? Flanked by Bobby Falat. And then we also have picks from the Ski and Bike Shop. Now, last week, I know you did we have the picks here that we do at the station happen all season. You and I have both been doing very well. Last week, I had a big turn. I was not good. I think you did a good job, though.
I did decently. I've done better, but I was kind of in the middle of the pack. One of my picks that I really, really was disappointed in was maybe there's a little bias behind this one, but was picking Green Bay to beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. I was hopeful for it, and just that was one of the, I think, 2 or 3 that I missed.
That was interesting because the Thursday night game last week, it was the Broncos. I can't remember who they're playing right now, but
It was the Raiders.
Raiders, yeah. Final score was 10-7. I was like, how many times in the NFL do you see a game that ends in 10-7? Then we had Monday Night Football.
10-7.
What was the score, Bobby? 10-7.
10-7,
That's
yes.
right. So hopefully last night, of course, the Patriots did get it started out, and we all picked the Patriots, not surprisingly, as they were playing the Jets. So everyone there, you can see the ski and bike shop. They've got their picks in as well. Well, it's interesting. We're going to go down this board, and what we were looking at, I didn't even know this until a little while ago, probably about 10 minutes ago. We basically all had the entire picks here. A couple differences.
A couple of them, but yes, Washington at Miami. I think Miami had that big upset against Buffalo last week.
Yeah.
Washington, I think Jaden Daniels, their quarterback, still out for this upcoming week. So also, if you're in Miami, I think they, home playing in your home state, in your home, having that home field advantage does help a tad bit.
Right.
So.
Oh, absolutely. And I just went. I mean, it's tough because these teams, neither one of them obviously, and you look at Washington, they've been pretty banged up, and to a certain extent Miami as well. It's almost like for me, I was just thinking, when it's 2 teams like this that are really kind of battling injuries, it's almost like for me just the default is the home team.
Exactly.
And Dolphins have been underwhelming. Mike, can't think of the last name right now, the coach for the Dolphins.
McDaniels, I believe.
McDaniel, thank you, yeah. He's struggling. He needs a couple of wins for sure. I don't know if he's going to save himself no matter how many wins the rest of the season, but we'll see. All right, next game. And again, we mentioned this. Panthers, Falcons. We all picked the Falcons.
At your Falcons. I didn't kind of want to pick the Falcons just because I know you're the Falcons fan. But
Right.
you got to think when it comes to picking games, think with the brain, not with the heart. And
Yes.
that's,
Yes.
you'll be a lot better off.
I also almost didn't pick the Falcons because they're terrible. So that would have been my reasoning. But they're playing the Panthers. By the way, the Panthers earlier this season, I think it was week 2, beat the Falcons 30-0 in Carolina. Different story here. Falcons at home. Carolina's still not very good. Took the Falcons. Tampa Bay at Buffalo again.
Buffalo across the board.
Buffalo
I think they are going to bounce back from that. You can call it an embarrassing loss.
Oh, yeah.
Against Miami last week, and just you got to bounce back from that. Playing the Buccaneers, who are a tad bit banged up, but overall healthy for a decent part. But
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen really has one of the games of the season for him stat-wise.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And I think it's interesting because the Bucs, kind of the same deal as when I look at the Commanders, I look at the what else did we have up there? I'm sorry, the Dolphins. This is there are a few teams that are just so hurt right now. Buccaneers are another team, losing Evans for the year. Godwin, he's a great player when he's healthy. He's, I think, a little hampered this year. We have what's his name, the running back. I'm terrible in names, but I know who I'm talking. I know who I'm talking
I know
about.
who you're
Bobby.
talking. Yep.
Yeah, he's hurt as well. They got backups there. So, Buffalo at the end of the day. How about another one here? We have the Titans, Tennessee, Houston. Houston's actually going to Tennessee. That doesn't really matter. You know why?
Because the Titans are that terrible.
Exactly.
Well, 1-8, you have a rookie quarterback at the helm. I'm sure that their year 2 Cam Ward will probably have a better season, especially if maybe you sign some free agents, you get some good draft picks in there. On the offensive side, whether it's the offensive line, wide receivers, in case maybe they need a running back or so. But you just, if you build around him, he's going to have more confidence. But again, we're still in the rookie year. It's an L for the Titans this week, I think.
No, you're right. I think Houston's defense overall this season has been fantastic as well. And what you said about Cam Ward, if they build around him, he will come.
Yeah, and this, folks, is where the controversy kind of starts. This is where our first pick happens. We have different picks. You and Adam Adam and I going Bears. You and the ski and bike shop going Vikings. This was really, honestly, a toss-up. I know. Lots of Vikings fans out there, especially North Dakota. No disrespect to them whatsoever. I just think that the Bears are really riding a hot streak right now. And even though they're away, I think they have this team is running on all their cylinders. They have a great running game.
Yeah.
Passing game is pretty decent. Caleb Williams finding his stride. And then the Vikings, though, who knows? Maybe this is one of those games where J.J. McCarthy really just breaks out and says and makes us all say, I didn't know he was a rookie.
Right, exactly.
He could have one of those games.
And at times he's played like that this year. I know he's only been healthy for a short time. I think beginning of the Lions game, looked pretty good that first drive, and then it kind of, they ended up pulling that game out, though. Yeah, I think the Bears, here's the thing for me. Why did I go? Because it's really toss-up. One of the Vikings, one there at home, too. I think Bears were on the road last week as well. They did overcome, but it was a tough game. They had to fight all in. I think this is a week where that catches up to them. For you, I would say this. I'm surprised you picked the Bears just because I know you despise Adam as a Bears fan.
I don't. I despise the Bears in a way, but again, it's thinking with the brain, not the heart. I think, honestly, Russ, hear me out. The Bears win 28-27 on a game-winning field goal.
I'll tell you, that's a very specific pick there, very specific score. Okay, so this is, you see this right here, this is interesting because we have the Packers and the Giants, and again, we have, what do you call it, not a controversy, but you do have different picks here with Adam going with the Giants, and then you and I and the Ski and Bike Shop going with the Packers. Now, one of the things here, you see the double mustaches here, you also see those two kind of fists, those locks at the bottom. That is just to kind of go over last week. Adam went over this, but each of us have a lock of the week, and we get extra points for that as we go throughout the season. So you and I both picked Packers. For you, I have a feeling, as much as anything, it may just because you're a Packers guy, right?
It was that, but also I believe that Jackson Dart for the Giants is out this week, last time I looked. But if Jameis Winston is the starting quarterback, Jameis Winston has had decent success, excuse me, Russ, against the Packers. And so I was a little bit nervous of putting this in, but looking at also Jordan Love's numbers, because again, I am a huge Packers fan. Last week, he did not hit the 200-yard passing mark. So far this year, that has happened twice. The year after that, he has thrown for about 330-plus yards in the next game with a few touchdowns. I think he's going to have a big game.
I think you're right. I think the Packers, as much as anything, last week, I know Monday night, I know you don't want to relive this, but losing at home, I think they come back strong. I think they're a good team. They just, kind of hit a little speed bump here. I think they're going to jump back on. You mentioned Jackson Dart. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if it makes, I know Jackson Dart's been great. I don't know if it makes a lot of difference anyway. I still feel like Green Bay, but if it's famous Jameis, they are really going to struggle, I do believe. The Giants don't have, with Dart, at least, he's playing so well. If it's Winston, you don't have a lot built around you when you're a Giants, especially the offense. So, so we got that. That's our lock. You and I's lock of the week. Steelers won't spend much time here. They're playing against the Bengals. It's, a tough.
I think Aaron Rodgers has a pretty good game.
Or AFC North. Is it AFC North, AFC Central, AFC? It's one of those.
I believe it's AFC North.
Thank you. AFC North battles. Yes, I think it's, it's tight. It's, they always play those close games, but I think the Steelers pull it out at home. Chargers at Jacksonville. This is interesting to me. The Chargers are good, no doubt. We all picked them. But Jacksonville's been pretty good, and especially at home. I was actually surprised to see all four of us going with the Chargers.
I would kind of say, yeah, I guess. I mean, I think this is also one of those games where it could be a toss-up, flip a coin, especially if you don't follow the teams regularly. Maybe on a monthly basis, you might check and see how things are doing. But, for me, I just think that also Justin Herbert is the better quarterback in this game, even though, Trevor Lawrence has been decent this year. I think Herbert's going to have himself a game.
Jim Harbaugh, known for some things in college, but he's known as a strong defensive guy too. And they're always a hard-nosed team. I think defense travels, and I think it'll travel right into Jacksonville. 49ers, Cardinals, not a lot to say here, at least not for me. I just think 49ers are the better team, and I think they can pull it out. Kyler Murray, I don't know, Kyler Murray, as some people call him. I don't know how much time he has in Arizona, that's for sure.
And I think that there's still some toss-up of if he's going to play or not. Obviously, I think he was out last week. I mean, maybe he is scheduled to start this week, but we'll see. I just think that the 49ers, too, also just have a pretty solid defense-ish. And their offense, I think, is okay, too, when healthy, of course.
Absolutely. So this is interesting. We've got the Ravens at the Browns. These are actually, you and I had the same lock. Adam and the Ski and Bike Shop have the same lock. They both went with that as the Ravens as their lock. We all have the Ravens. Here, I look at this game, and I know in every way conceivable, I think the Ravens are a better team. Yet for some reason, and I chose the Ravens, this is a game that I looked at, and I'm like, this is one of those sneaky occasions where you would never expect the Browns to win, and all of a sudden we look, and it's like a 21-20 Browns victory.
Well, Russ, I got to tell you, it was week 2 when the Green Bay Packers were at the Cleveland Browns, and they beat us 13-10. So who knows? Maybe that this is again one of those games the Browns can. The Browns win the games that you don't expect them to win.
Yes, no, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they seem to step up. You're right. Well, I don't really ever expect them to win, but so that means every time they win, I did not expect it. Here's one where we do have a different pick here.
We do.
The three of us, the three handsome faces on the screen, there minus my the two handsome faces and me, picking Kansas City. Ski and Bike Shop, they went a little different direction.
A little different.
Yeah, going with the Broncos.
I don't think the Ski and Bike Shop has a boss who is a Chiefs fan as well. So I think we were both playing it safe there a little bit
true,
as well.
Exactly. If you're watching the Chiefs. But yeah, no, I think that's I think that's actually going to be a good game. But I think the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs starting to get on a heater a little bit here.
Yes.
I think that. Detroit to Philadelphia. I think it's going to be a great game.
This is. I'm really actually looking forward to this game. This game was also one of the toss-ups as well, but I just thought Philly at home. Plus, I'm also, Russ, thinking about with the brain rather than the heart too.
Yeah.
I have more players on my fantasy team on the Eagles rather than the Lions, so
Yeah.
therefore I would kind of want the Eagles offense to do pretty good.
Right. Well, you can cherry pick and hand select and hope your guys do well and hope that Detroit wins by. Yeah. But either way, that's a toss-up. I admire Adam for going with Lions, and I think that very well could be obviously right. It's going to be close either way. Finally, we go to a Monday night, and it does. I want to tell you because the logo's up. Ski and Bike Shop did pick the Cowboys. All of us picked the Cowboys. I kind of just feel like this comes down to Cowboys not very good. Geno Smith worse.
Yes,
Gino,
I
if you're
would say
watching, I
that as well.
apologize.
No, I mean, hey, the stats don't lie.
That's true. That's true. He's I don't know. I think I might have sent it to you. I saw a funny meme, and again, probably not very funny for Geno Smith if he saw it. It's like how to build a terrible quarterback. It's like
And it's just
strength,
him.
Geno Smith, accuracy, Geno
Geno
Smith. it's
Awareness, Geno Smith.
right, like 8 different things. It was all just Geno Smith. So good deal. Yeah. So I think that's it for the picks here, Bobby. We are.
Yes.
Yeah, we're good to go on that. We'll touch base next Friday. And again, just to finish up, I'd mentioned that you and I did not have a great week last week. You were okay. I was a little bit lower. Adam actually won the entire deal last week here at the station. So Adam jumped up. I think he'd had a couple rougher weeks, and he made the jump. And so we're going to try to flip that. We're going to try to beat Adam this time. Bike shop, ski shop. I don't really beat them. They're great. They're our sponsors. They're a wonderful, great place to go. I just want to beat Adam.
Well, I think we might have to do a little bit of an investigation into Adam because obviously he's the commissioner of this whole thing, and he keeps something on top.
Well, I noticed he picked his teams after the games, and he still missed 3. So I don't know. That seems a little weird there. But Bobby, I don't know if you may have something. I do want to say real quick. I don't know if you want to talk about this. But you had an interview. What's kind of the next story that you're working on?
Yeah. So coming up tonight, Valley News Live at 9 and 10. Sat down one-on-one with Representative Julie Fedorchak today in studio, just talking about post-government shutdown, kind of what she thought went right, what went wrong, but also now what is next for the American people, for the people of North Dakota, how exactly we can just move on might be not the right terminology, but really also learn from this as well, and just also talking about how she felt the state of North Dakota handled things as well, because we do know that there were some state funds that were issued to the Great Plains Food Bank, to the WIC, to make sure that there were families out there that were going to be able to get by during this government shutdown time. And now it's kind of she has some legislation that she is going to be introducing, which I feel a lot of people felt this way, of that Congress and members of Congress should not get paid during the shutdown, when it is impacting a lot of people, and there are federal workers who weren't getting paid. So we're gonna have some details on that at 9 and 10. So stay tuned for that.
I really enjoyed you were doing that in the studio, and I was doing the weather thing, but I heard a little bit of it, and I'm very impressed. I think it was good. I think it is something like that people want to look forward to, something good, a good story there, good to watch. So anyway, Bobby, thank you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off for about 30 seconds, let Bobby take the mic off and get out of here because he's got more work to do, and I'll jump back in and we're actually going to give you the forecast as we head into the weekend and next week. right, welcome back. I think I've got everything turned on correctly here. So I want to thank Bobby Falat again for jumping in here, doing these picks, and just talking about what's coming on, what he's working on as we head toward the 9 and 10 o'clock newscast tonight. Again, that interview with Julie Thorchek should be a good one out there. So now let's focus on the weather. What do we have in store? I'm going to pop this up full screen here so you can get a look. And as you can see, gray, cloudy sky today. The last 2 days, Thursday, Wednesday, featured the sunshine. We did have sun earlier. We're just starting to see some clouds pick up. But you know what? Temperatures today have been outstanding. Right now, we are at 63 in Fargo, 65 Grand Forks. Jamestown, a couple hours ago, when I got in here about 1 o'clock, it was 70 degrees in Jamestown. It was down to 65, 64 Sisseton. The 63 in Fargo, very close to the record, the all-time record, 66 degrees, right knocking on the door in the record as well in Grand Forks. Really hard to believe, really lucking out seeing these kind of numbers this time of year. That is not going to stick around, nor should we expect 60s to stick around in November. Let's talk about what we've got as we head into the evening, overnight hours, and really throughout the weekend. We're going to have a cold front move through. That cold front is going to bring a few light showers to the region. You can take a look here around 10 o'clock this evening. We're starting to see a few showers. Northern Red River Valley, around Grand Forks, a little bit northwest Minnesota, spreading down in Devil's Lake Basin. I will tell you this. These showers are going to be very light. They're going to be quick moving. We are not expecting very much at all in the rain gauge. In fact, very little. By the time we get to 4 o'clock in the morning, showers already pushed off to the south along with that cold front. We wake up tomorrow morning at 7, 8 o'clock. Well, it's a Saturday, so 9, 10 o'clock, whenever you wake up, we're going to see a good deal of sunshine in those areas in the south that are still dealing with some cloud cover. That sunshine will head your way as well, certainly by late morning. The afternoon looking very nice. Some areas partly cloudy, others almost completely sunny there right through tomorrow afternoon. Now, Saturday night, we'll see a few clouds across the region. Then, by Sunday morning, clouds move out again. We get the sunshine. What a great weekend it is going to be sunny. It is not going to be as warm as today. We're going to see numbers in the 40s both days. A little breezy for Saturday, not overly so, but a little bit of a breeze out of the northwest, lighter wind on Sunday. You can see rainfall totals Friday through Sunday. At no point this week have the weather models shown a lot of potential for rainfall, or at least a lot of precipitation. Now less than ever. We're knocking on the door of our Friday through Sunday, and you can see a couple areas there, maybe a tenth of an inch of rain. It is really going to be generally a pretty dry front that moves through, other than a few showers. Morning lows for tomorrow, low 30s, mid 30s, upper 30s. Again, we'll see some clouds to start the day. Unless you're far enough north, you get clear sky sunshine from the beginning. By the afternoon, we're looking at a lot of sunshine. High temperatures, and again, going to be cooler tomorrow with that cooler air behind the cold front moving in. So we go mid 30s to low 40s as opposed to mid 50s to mid 60s in portions of northeast North Dakota. So you're going to feel it 20, 25 degrees below what we're seeing today. Sunshine, northwest Minnesota, highs in the mid 30s to lower 40s. About 40 Red Lake Falls, 37 Baudette, 37 in Roseau, low to mid 40s, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Those southern locations, basically southern half of the region. Sunday afternoon, going to take a look, a little bit cooler, not a lot, but a couple degrees cooler in most places. 41 in Fargo, Moorhead, 43 Jamestown, 38 Bemidji, 36 in Roseau. Notice a lot of those sunshine icons looking good out there. What about the temperature trend? Now, it's interesting here. We're going to bounce up and down a little bit, but at no point now does it look like we're going to see highs in the 30s. It looks like we're going to remain in the 40s. Average high for this time of year in the mid-30s for most of the region. So we will still be above the norm, just not as warm as we have been the last couple days or today. 45 Saturday, 41 on Sunday, 42 Monday, and you can see 40, 44 for Tuesday and Wednesday. Do want to mention, because we had a story on this, I talked about this and covered it yesterday and last night, talking about that sudden stratospheric warming event. If you watched our 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock newscast last night, you saw the story there. And again, what we're seeing is in the stratosphere, that next layer of about 10 to 30 miles above the surface, we're starting to see some pretty significant warming. What that does, and there is some lag time, meaning it takes a little time, but there's a flip at the surface. So as the stratosphere warms up, cold air gets forced down, then spreads out. Jet stream very weak, and that allows for that cold air to pour in. So what are we looking at here? The reason I bring this up now is the sudden stratospheric warming event, it looks like it's going to be at its strongest sometime in late November. So as we look ahead to late November, but especially early December, we're expecting temperatures to get very cold in our region. as I'm looking at it, the 14 to 7 day extended outlook for our European and American model, both of them are showing temperatures starting to get colder around Thanksgiving and even more so at the end of November. So it looks like it might start to play out there in about 2 weeks. Either way, we're eventually going to get that very cold air, depending on how long it takes for that flip to happen, that cold air to head down, that polar vortex to really weaken and allow that cold air to jump in. Again, there's a window there of about 7 to 10 days, maybe even 2 weeks. So we might start to see it at the end of November, which weather models are starting to show. It might be early December, but it is going to happen. We're going to get very cold for the month of December. Maybe we'll get a little snow on top of that as well. That tends to be the case when we have these events. So heading into December, especially early to middle part, we could see very, very cold temperatures, some snow as well, which will give us a white Christmas. And it looks like it gives us a very, very cold Christmas as well. So just updating you on that.